Over the past month or so, I've gotten kind of in a relatively high influx of followers in terms of like relativity. I feel like that's been probably the highest amount of growth that I've had for this channel. And again, it's not high at all, but like just in terms of like a percentage, I've gotten probably the most people in the shortest window of time over the past month or so. And so I'm never very good at like going over where I'm at with projects, mostly because right now, especially, I'm in a very weird kind of limbo state. So I figured what I'd do is I'd use this just to give an update on where everything is. Just for those that kind of joined up, and maybe those that are come by the channel, they might wonder what's going on. So the big thing that I'm doing right now is I am self-publishing my first novel. That will be out sometime this fall, probably November-ish. And that's basically what this summer is all about. Is that that's what you see on the screen. That's basically what I'm doing. Now, currently I'm in kind of a weird limbo state where my editor is now looking at my manuscript for a final proofread. The proofread itself, I imagine, will probably be back to me probably before mid-July. Once I get that back, I'll get back to basically reworking that manuscript, getting it formatted, then work on kind of the final steps as far as like cover design and all that to get this thing finally out. So that's where I'm at with my main project. Now, in addition to that, in the meantime, because I am doing this every day, I can't just kind of sit at my computer and do nothing while I'm waiting. So what I've been doing in the meantime is working on short stories. Basically just going through and getting those done just to kind of fill time in a sense. Yesterday, I was done with the short story that I started here I think it was last month, and then bled over into this month. So that's done. So one short story, one first draft of one is now done. What I'm doing now is setting that one aside. And as of this morning, I am now working on a new short story, first draft. Both these stories will be probably what takes up most of the rest of my year once the book is out. So intention is to get the first draft of this story done, and then I'll get back to finishing up the manuscript once I get that back, and we'll work on getting that out. Once the manuscript's out, I'll get back to revising both these stories, and hopefully by the end of this year, those two short stories will be complete and finished. These stories are part of a much larger collection. It's about a small town in the wake of a tragedy, and the individual lives and community members, and as members of the community who go through kind of their grief and their healing and kind of coming together. That's a very broad kind of stroke summation of it, but that is what it's about. So I guess this video really doesn't have much more to say than that. Again, this is more for those that perhaps were just wondering, hey, what's going on, where am I at, and all that stuff. That's what's happening. Again, it's hard when you're in the writing field, especially when you have a lot of projects, to kind of keep everybody updated on all this. I'm sort of hoping that the overlays that I do on the screen here would help with that, but unfortunately, my summer has not been completely consumed by the self-publishing process, just because it's taken way longer than I had anticipated. But yeah, so with that, I'm going to sign off here. I will see you all tomorrow. And with that, any kind of questions, leave it in the comments. Otherwise, I'm back to the keyboard tomorrow.